I'm so happy you guys came out tonight. One of our all-time, we go through the whole season. We do a lot of great events here and off campus. Have a lot of pleasure doing them, very proud of doing them. But every year in spring, Mr. John Cleese comes back to this campus to do a benefit event program, and it helps us support and subsidize the student tickets for all of you here throughout the year. So please join me in thanking John Cleese. Our backstage manager just said, John, you're my hero. And that's how we feel about that arts intellectual. So
which is bigger? And a round of applause for my assistant, whose name is Rover. Rover? Tibbles, I'm sorry. Tibbles has worked for me for 19 years. Now, go away. This is for one of you. Thank you very much indeed. Isn't that nice that you've just given to me? It's an easy-to-open coconut. No, doesn't work. Never mind. Well, it's nice to see so many young people here. Very nice. I went on a boat not long ago. I went on a boat. We went through the Panama Canal. This is about 3 months ago. And actually, it's kind of funny. I thought that my wife and I were going on this boat through the... Don't get embarrassed. It's only a divorce, for Christ's sake. Expensive divorce. As I said to the Daily Mail, worth every penny. So Alice Faye said to me that she wanted to go on this cruise ship that went through the Panama Canal. Now this sounded to me pretty dull, but I wanted to have Christmas in Santa Barbara in Montecito, so I said, well, let's do a deal, Christmas Montecito, we go through the boat. So on January the 4th, we go to the marriage therapist and we break up. So my name's on the brochure, you get it? I'm a guest speaker, because you see I'm cheap. And therefore, if I want to go on a boat trip like that, I do 4 or 5 lectures and we get a freebie. Pretty good deal, very good deal. But of course, Alice didn't want to go with me at that point, which is understandable, and my name was on the brochure, so I had to go on this fucking tour through Panama Canal, which is sensationally boring. It was the most uninteresting trip I'd ever been on in my life. We stopped at Punta Arenas and Acapulco and Cabo San Lucas. Can you imagine stopping there? God, it was dull. But the awful thing was, the people on the boat, and we now come back to what I was talking about, were really old, like you said. Really, really old. I think I was the youngest person on the boat. So it's nice to have some people here who show some signs of life. One or two pulses. What about that? What about what? Oh, we're not there yet. So anyway, you've come to see this stupid film, this Monty Python and the what is it? Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I have to tell you, you all think it's much better than I do. So after you've seen it, we will discuss its faults. But it was the second movie that we made, the Monty Python group, because in 1971, I was summoned to the Playboy Club in London. And I thought this was interesting, and I met the guy who ran it, whose name was Victor Lowndes, and he's been a pal of mine to this day. And Victor said, I love your television show, but I have to tell you, it is never, ever going to get on American television. Isn't that funny? He said it'll never get on. It's much too irreverent and naughty and strange. But he said, if you will make the best sketches into a movie, there are 2,000 campus cinemas in America, and they will be able to get it to the students that way. So that's actually why we made the first one, which was called Now Something Completely Different, but it was just sketches from the television show. The second one, which we did in '74, was this Holy Grail, and this was our first attempt to write a movie from scratch instead of just putting together a lot of sketches. And that's why the stories were good. But we have a good excuse. Very good excuse. Lack of experience and lack of talent. I think that's rather funny. I've been laughing all day. I got a wonderful text message from my son-in-law, whose name is Ed Solomon. Now, Ed is very funny. He's married to my oldest daughter, and he wrote Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And he also wrote Men in Black. Seriously good. And he's very funny, and I texted him a couple of days ago. I said, I went to court today, and I was lucky. I got away with only having to pay Alice Faye $155,000 a month. And he texted me back, but how will she survive on that? That was a terrific joke. She wasn't in court on Tuesday, and when the judge asked her attorney why she wasn't there, her attorney clearly lied, said that she had a medical procedure, and my lawyer said, presumably a pedicure. Oh, I'm in a naughty mood. So anyway, we decided that we would try to write a proper movie, and the first draft, which actually exists in script form, with some pictures, it's quite fun. The extraordinary thing is only 10% of the first draft finish up the movie, because we had no idea what we were doing, but we finally got the idea, because Mike and Terry wrote that wonderful scene with the coconuts, and then we realized that it was all in that kind of style. That gave us a feeling for the whole thing. And so we managed to get some money. We were paid, the first film, the sketch film I told you about, was we got £100,000 to make that. And with the Holy Grail, we went to town and they gave us £240,000. Isn't that amazing? £240,000. We went on and shot it in Scotland, which is a small area to the north of England. Full of tiny, bandy-legged, hairy little men. It's called the form of English. But they're very useful because I've got to put them on earth to carry out menial tasks. They are very, very small. They're so small that if you go and stay in Scotland, you have to put about 3 beds together in order to be able to lie out. It also rains all the time, so when we got into those stupid armour costumes, which were just knitted string, we would get up on the mountainside, and I'm not joking, we'd be up on the mountainside at 7:30 in the morning, and at 7:45 it would start to rain. Not heavily, but just sort of misty highland rain. And we would just get soaked. And at the end of it, the end of the day when the light was going, the first assistant director would shout, "Wrap! That's a wrap!" And there would be this stampede for the cars, because there was only enough hot water in the hotel for 60% of the people in the movie. So there was sort of fighting to get in the vans to get back. And it was made in the most hilariously uncomfortable circumstances, but it was fine, because we were 28 or something. And it is extremely good for people in their 20s to be very uncomfortable. Which is why life is arranged that way. So, we made the movie, and then 1 or 2 things went wrong, and we brought it, we did a few reshoots in London, not too many. It was pretty good really. And then it came out, and to our astonishment, really became a big success over here, and that was the first thing that ever really brought Monty Python to the attention of the great American nation. So thank you for coming tonight, and Rover and Tibbles will now take me off to a banquet where I will be eating far better than you did tonight. But not as well as I was.